Hi, so we're here at the Cummer Museum, C-U-M-M-E-R, in Jacksonville, Florida. We have a giant Bouguereau here. I'm just doing a quick overview. Bouguereau is really one of my favorite painters. It's hard for people to take him seriously so much because he was around during the Impressionists and would paint in more of a traditional method, like on a brown ground, on all the wild colors. And he would also paint very pretty, sentimental scenes. But as you can see, there's some really beautiful brushwork that's pretty expressive, that I don't think someone who normally just cares about doing something really sweet would do. It's a great piece in here that I wanted to share, which is Thomas Moran's Ponce de Leon in Florida. This is just an enormous piece. It's very exciting. 6 feet by 10 feet long. Thomas Moran was around or after the Hudson River School of painters, but much more expressive. Some really kind of wild brushstrokes, palette knife, anything to really create some excitement in the picture. He did Yosemite and a lot of the western scenes. This is kind of unusual for him. What's funny about this painting, I guess, is he put western. This is supposed to be Florida Indians and Ponce de Leon, but the Indians he used were more western. We also have a lovely Johnson Heade here, and this just sort of illustrates like every sort of large major museum you go to in the top 50 or 100 cities across the country. There's going to be some great works, which I like to see. This is a Benjamin West. He was ended up being an expatriate, grew up in Pennsylvania, was born in 1738, so maybe he was 30 during the Revolution, and at the time of the Revolution, I believe he was in Italy, and then he moved to England and actually worked for the king, the king's court painter. This is George Bellows. This is just a magnificent piece. This is actually kind of light. This is another fun thing, which is the style that I like. It's the paint is very very rough and thick, and then it's contrasted with these beautiful, delicate moments. And I like an artist who's not afraid, either to be rough or to be pretty. And over here, this is kind of exciting to see. This is a Charles Hawthorne, who was one of the big Provincetown painters. It's exciting to see this in a Florida museum. His works occasionally come up for sale in Provincetown at the fine art auctions they have there, and go for $10,000 to $30,000. This is the John Singer Sargent that he did in the Alps, which is very impasto. Maybe not as many sessions on this. This might have been fewer sessions. But his portraits, a lot of them, they did actually have multiple sessions and were finished with the brushier stuff. There's the Thomas Atkins. Very exciting. Very plain. But again, some kind of expressive brushwork here. And the composition's actually pretty modern there. It's just one shoulder. William Glacken's The Lake. This is kind of exciting. Even as expressionistic as this painting is, even a little bit cubist, it still operates under this sort of water thing where the scene is reflected, let's say, in the water, and then the waves interrupt the reflection. You have Rockwell here in the background. Here's a Thomas Hart Benton. Not bad at all. I like this painter a lot. This is Henry Ossabaw Tanner. I'm not I'm not sure that much information about him, but his works are very expressive. And this heavy impasto paint. Here we have Norman Rockwell, which is pretty amazing. And this just shows you the size of the piece. It's probably 30 by 40 or a little larger. And the lighting in this it's pretty delicate. The lighting coming in from this hospital room. And over here we have a Rufino Tamayo. I love this artist. I don't get to see him very often. It's spectacular. One of the greatest Spanish painters. And that concludes our very quick tour of the Cummer Museum in Jacksonville.